Thank you for coming. For those of you in the audience who aren't familiar with the Community Voice in Dove Creek, could you briefly explain to us how it got started and who you're affiliated with?
We're resident team members of the Community Voice, which started in September of 2015 when the Colorado Trust approached the community of Dove Creek for a new program that they started for rural, low-populated communities in a way to help them build health equity, but led by the actual community members. And
could you tell us what health equity means?
Oh boy, that has many definitions.
Okay.
Health equity is basically when you make it a fair playing field for everybody. Doesn't matter your social background, whatever demographic you have as an individual, we're all equal and we all deserve the same rights as everybody else and the same opportunities as everybody else. So how this program works is us as community residents go out into the community, we ask questions, surveys, one-on-one conversations, really get a sense of what this community would like to see change, what they think is difficult living here, and how we can work together and collaborate with other already established organizations on making it fair to everybody.
Great. Did you have more to talk about as far as how it got started? It was just
it got started by the trust came down in September 2015. Multiple community residents started attending these meetings. We learned about the different process steps we would have to take to go through it. After several meetings, we all decided, this may be a good thing. From there, we went in to put in over 300 plus hours as a group to try and meet the deadline for our proposal and receive a long-term planning grant that would help us do further research, dig deeper into the community, find out what the heart of the issues are, and how we can go about hopefully improving them.
And so you've also, the Quick Win Awards, that's one of your first steps that's happened so far?
Yes, the long-term planning is long-term planning, and there's a lot more to it than majority of us kind of figured in the beginning. So we came up with the Quick Win. We took a certain amount of money from the planning grant and set it aside to get stuff done in the community a little bit faster. We partnered with Empire Electric for their refrigerator and freezer cleanup, and we all volunteered to set up trailers, flatbed trailers, where people could load them if they were unable to bring them to the two drop-off stations themselves. We also had a call-in where if you were disabled, senior citizen, we would actually come and pick them up for you. And we got over 30 refrigerators out of our community, and people received a $60 credit off their electric bill. We also volunteered for the town and Dolores County cleanup. We supervised the limb pile. We helped with the tire roundup that was only supposed to be for 1,000 tires, but I'm pretty sure they got well over 2. We also started a program where our social outreach members went to local businesses, got items donated, and made welcome baskets for families that recently moved into our community as a, hey, welcome, this is what we have to offer. And in 2016, they handed out over 5 welcome baskets, which was really, really nice of them. What else did we do? We did a lot. We are currently working on building a website through a professional company that will have multiple links for all of the organizations, and also, demographic information, what we have to offer, our industries and stuff like that. And we are in the process of putting up a billboard that will have a list of all of the local services available in our community. So when people are coming, you know, out-of-staters driving through our town, they'll say, oh, look, there's the symbol for coffee, or there's the symbol for the gas. And it gives them a heads up of what we have to offer. And it's a non-profitable billboard. It won't have anybody's logos, no franchises, just universal symbols. And once that's in place, we plan on doing at least a 6-month study to find out how much revenue it brought into our local economy. Excuse me. And we also have what we call the Community Voice Awards. You have to go through an application process. So if you are an organization or a community entity that has, you know, programs for youth, senior citizens, and money's a little tight, as we all can know, and there's limited funding out there, you can get a hold of Rhonda Lancaster, who is our coordinator at the Community Voice, and she will help you fill out the process for the application. And so far, we've actually given out multiple awards to the Senior Citizen Program, the Dove Creek Cheer Team, the high school band for a cello, the rock organizations for everything that Carol Marie does. She does amazing. The Dove Creek Recreational, and also Beyond the Nest Learning Center. So there's a lot of opportunities there that can really benefit, you know, already established programs that, you know, are a little tight on budgets. Hopefully we can help or steer you in a direction of someone else that can help.
Are there specific deadlines for this?
There's no deadlines.
It's just a rolling.
What it goes by is how much funds, you know, are left, because we have just a set amount.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, I am not on that project.
Is that the social recreation team, or is that a different?
That is actually the
separate
recreational and social opportunities.
Opportunities.
I'm on the jobs team.
Okay.
So I can steer you in the right direction, I just can't give you the information myself. But you can reach Rhonda Lancaster at 970-677-2897, or you can email her, lowercase rlancaster@communitytrust.org.
Great. So communitytrust.org will be the website that you're developing?
No, that's her email.
Is it Community Trust or Colorado Trust?
Community Trust.
Okay. So we'll have that information up on the Facebook page so that anybody that doesn't catch it now can see it later. How many people are involved? I forgot to ask you before at this point.
We started out with a much larger resident team base. Unfortunately, it is a slow process, and it is hard for a lot of individuals,
Sure.
Myself included. I like to see something that my time and effort is going into. And we all want that physical object that we can see, touch, you know, wow, look at it, it's beautiful. But it is a lot longer process. And we are always looking for new members. Anybody is more than welcome to stop by our office, call Rhonda. We'd love to take you out for a cup of coffee and tell you exactly what we're, you know, have in the works.
And the
at
office is on 123
Yes.
Main Street, so
Yes.
right up there where Bryce Cameron's
Yep.
next to
The
his
old
building.
Pinion office.
Old Pinion office. Well, Cecil, we talked about jobs just briefly, touched on that. You're on the jobs team
I'm on
committee.
the job team.
Tell us what are the efforts to help nurture the community that you have planned to create jobs or generate jobs or just support those that are here?
When
Tell us a
we
little
first started to get organized, they split up into 4 or 5 tables. Each table pursued a different aspect of what our job was to be. There was nobody at the jobs table. It was kind of a scary table. So I decided to attack that and see what I could do. And after all of the extensive surveys that they did, we found out that the reason people live here is because of the quality of life. So the next thing was no jobs. When you think about that, it's hard to figure out exactly what direction to go, because what is a job? I wrote a paper and I gave it to Rhonda, to define a job. And to make it short, a job to me has to be a job created so that it does not cause somebody else a problem, but does create a job. It needs to be a job that will make make it a long-term job and not just a flash in the pan. And after we studied that, the group, and I would like to recommend that, or say that the people at my table or their table, I am so proud of them because they are hard workers and they're very diligent and they've spent lots of time studying this and trying to figure this out. We decided at the front of this project was we needed to find out what the jobs were that were here already and how do we get people together. And that's pretty simple. You just have to communicate. But that wasn't very easy because everything we tried to do didn't seem like it quite got the job done. And we tried about 4 different ways to make this communication work. We finally lit on the plan that we had to have a website. And then you could just go onto the website, click on the link for jobs, and the person that wanted a job could post there, and then the one that needed somebody to fit a job could post there, and that way they could get together. That was the quickest way that we could think of to actually get the job started, at least. Then after we got that underway, and it's still underway because we're working on our website now, very happy about that. I think it's going to be a good one. All you'll have to do is go onto the website, click on the link, and you can browse there and see what fits you, and that the person needing the worker can do the same thing. So that's the second thing we're trying to do right now, because we need that before we can accomplish the what we're going to call Jobs Connect. The next thing that was on there was in this survey was everybody wanted the town to be more dressy, more attractive to the people coming through, and we decided that to be more presentable, we need to make more money. If you make more money, you buy more paint, and you do this, that, and the other that makes the town more attractive. One of the things that you do to do that is to advertise your business. So we got a hold of the DOT and found out that in July of last year, there was 2,500 vehicles came down the highway and through Dove Creek out by the large, tall elevator. That's a lot of cars. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of business that we are missing because they just slow down and go right on through town. So as Heather has mentioned here, we're working on a billboard, and on that billboard we're going to put the services that are available. It won't be competitive, and we won't have actual business names excuse me, on that billboard, but it will at least alert the traveler of what services are available in Dove Creek. And I don't know if you've ever stopped to consider that, but we are blessed with a lot of different services in Dove Creek. We're hoping to put this far enough out of town that it will give the traveler time to think about what he might need, whether it be gas or whatever, or maybe late at night he might need a place to sleep. So that's what we're trying to accomplish at this particular time, and that's a big order because there are a lot of ways to create a billboard, and of course we didn't know anything about that, so we've just surveyed and surveyed and surveyed and backed up and went forward, but we've got a plan now that we think is going to work, and this billboard is going to be 12 feet by 40 feet. It's going to be solar lit if we can get it done so that we can get the funding to do it. So it's going to be something outstanding. There won't be anything like it from here to I don't know where, but we think this will help. It will help all of the businesses because of the way we're going to do it. If it works, who knows? We might have 2 or 3 more of them. But at any rate, that's what we're working on at this particular time. Communication is another thing that we're working on, and that is that we're trying to have someone at each meeting of the different organizations in town so that we know what they need and we're on the same team. So we don't all go in different directions. I think we can get a lot more done that way, and it's been very successful so far. We're going to keep on doing that. Do you have another question?
I was just going to say that is I feel from the television standpoint that DCTV has tried to outreach to get people to come on to Talk Tuesday to share their story, whether it's business related or community involvement or an artist or music or any direction that, or political, any direction that they want to share their point of view with, that we're hoping to get people to be more involved in this as a platform to reach more people. And so we're so glad that you have come on and have seen you at a lot of the different meetings, various members of the organization, and definitely I find that to be a very valuable asset to the community.
Yeah, it's very important to build that collaboration. We're not here, we don't want to work by ourselves. You know, other organizations have more information than we do, and we're willing to work together. That is what we really desire to do, is build that bridge of communication and get the voices of community residents and find out what they want. We're here for the community as a whole.
I thought your question was a 2-part question, and I have more to say.
Yes, I do. I'm going to let you continue on. I just wanted to insert that. I think that the communication, I'm so glad to have you here for that part.
Yeah.
So continue on with the next points of the jobs and the development.
On her sheet, she had mentioned that everyone might know what's in our head for the future, and there are some things that we have in our mind, but they're big projects. It'll take a lot of work, and we're going to work on them bit by bit. But some of the things that we can do, and it's hard to do things without messing up the quality of life, the reason that people live here. So we have to be careful what we do. One thing, when we say business, it is not plural, it is business, a business. We're not looking for more businesses to be in competition with the ones we already have. We're trying to be careful and help the businesses that we already have here. Future possibilities that we have surveyed and kind of put on the back burner because we don't think we're quite ready to tackle them yet, is one of them is education. And we have talked with the school, the superintendent, and we have great possibilities that we could do in the field of education. We have the schoolrooms to do it, and we have the people, the professionals in the area to teach the classes. It's good to have kids start their life and have abilities to do things. Healthcare, the town, the population is growing older. That's probably because we don't have the jobs we should have. But healthcare is something we need to keep working on. Tourism, the industrial park, they're working hard, and I'm sure there's going to be some things happen there. We don't think that we've done everything that we can do as far as using the fairgrounds. One of the things that came up in the surveys that was kind of really stunned me, somebody said that it was hard to get acquainted in Dove Creek, or it was cliquish. I never thought that was a problem, but I'll tell you that in the Dove Creek Press, there's 20-some organizations advertise their meeting times. I guarantee you that all you need to do to get acquainted is to go one of those meetings and help. That's one of the things about living in a small community, is you have an obligation to help make the community work. If you live in a big town, you can just lay back, watch ball games, and then let somebody else do the problem and gripe. But if you live in a small community, your help is welcomed and it's needed. And I don't think any one of these organizations will be upset if you just open the door and walk in and sit down. They may wonder what you're doing there, but just tell them you're there to learn what's going on. And I think every one of them will be appreciated. I think that Heather has given you the phone number and the ways to get a hold of Rhonda. We're very fortunate to have Rhonda because she ties it together and it does an immense amount of work. You need to go talk to her. She's at 123 Highway 491, right across the road from the post office, right next to the fitness center. She'd be glad to talk to you. She even has coffee in there. So go in there and talk with her and see how you can help. And I guess that does it for me.
Well, that certainly is a lot already going on. Do you have is there any sort of a time frame for the next phase after the planning, or is that not yet determined?
Right now, we're still doing the research to really narrow down the top issues that we can tackle first, the ones that the community feels need to be addressed and made as a priority.
So
With
it's
that,
still
yes,
fluid.
as we're gathering this process, we're actually building our proposal for the grant at the same time.
Okay.
So we work with the Colorado Trust, and our fiscal sponsor is CNDC. We work with them. They have professionals that are more than willing to help us with anything.
And CNDC stands for Colorado
Nonprofit
Nonprofit
something.
Development.
Yes, you caught me off guard there.
Sorry.
That's okay.
So they act as an intermediary to handle the
yes,
financial
they
end
have
of
the money. They have their set of guidelines. The trust has their set of guidelines. We filter any ideas through them to make sure that it does fit into the health equity slot and will benefit the, if not entire community, as much of the community as physically possible. And with that, as we're turning in our research, our surveys, all the data that we've been collecting, they're taking that and basically formulating our proposal for the, what I like to call the get it done, grant, and really start putting all of our ideas, on the ground and start running. And we really honestly do need more members. If anybody's interested, please call Rhonda. And the more people we get together, the more things we can accomplish, which is really nice because it is 100% resident community-based program.
Great. So again, it's the 123 on, what is that?
Highway
Highway
141.
491.
And we'll have all that information up on the Facebook page. And this interview will also be linked up for replay, so that anybody who didn't catch it live will be able to do it at their own leisure, and hopefully find some of this information enough of an initiative to get in touch with you and perhaps lend a hand, because
I hope so.
that would be great. So a reminder that we appreciate you watching the Talk Tuesday. We'll try and do Talk Tuesdays continuing through 2017. And we continue with the news tomorrow, Wednesday at noon. We just really appreciate for you watching, and thank you for coming, both of you. And we hope to see great success for 2017.
Yes, thank you for having us. We
Right.
really appreciate it.
Thanks. See you tomorrow.